Good morning. It's Sunday. Really foggy today. We're probably going to get started around 10 a.m. Excuse me. I wish. 8 a.m. It's nice to have a neighbor that kind of keeps me honest. Keeps me moving forward a little bit. I got big plans today. Hoping to finish up my screen, my hardware cloth today, staple it completely under, get the rest of it, finally get that done. And he was so kind to allow me to use his shower after I'm done today, so I don't have to go to the Y. And he also has a washroom in his garage that he says he'll leave it unlocked when I'm here, and I can go ahead and use that when I need to. So that's nice. Good man.
Well, that one's really straight or not.
That's good. Yep, that'll work. We'll go ahead and
It needs to be pieced in a little bit.
Alright, I'm sorry, hold on a sec. I don't have it together yet. Yeah?
Yeah, I'm not going to buy.
Alright. Need these. You gonna need it? Oh, very nice. Well, we will keep it close by. Oh, I can see it going up.
Okay, it is now.
Yeah. Not good,
Yeah,
good.
probably enough.
Great. Awesome. Okay, I had a thought. So the hardware cloth, the screen, is 2 feet wide. So of course, you know, all my boards are 12-ounce center. And so as we're laying out the screen, you know, there's 2 feet, 24 inches on each side. We have to overlap a little bit, you know, to get it in there. And then it occurred to me, this is what I can do. As I lay it out and it slightly overlaps, you know, and I get over there and I do my best to staple it, I'm probably going to have some errors. But what I'm going to do is grab the insulation foam. So before I put the floor itself down, once I get the screens up, next week when I come back, I'll get this insulation foam, and all the places that I somewhat overlapped from the top side, I will spray it. It'll expand, go into those the screen, and you know, once that stuff hardens, it's like steel. But it'll go in between the screens and kind of lock that down. You know, it'll stick to the wood, stick to the screen. Nothing will be able to go in between. You know, I don't have to put any insulation in the center one because it's, you know, it's solid. There's no overlapping. So that's what I can do to make sure that it's solid. And then I can do the same thing along the edge, you know, from where we staple it on one side and then stretch it across and staple it on the other side. I'll run the insulation foam on the inside there too, which will lock it in place, and that will be solid. If a mouse is able to eat its way through that, well. But this is easier than what I thought it was going to be.
And then take it Well, the jack's in the way. Yeah, that's, we're sticking.
Yeah,
We're sticking now. May not be either. Served the purpose. Yours, isn't it?
Yeah. Almost.
I got this side.
Oh, okay. How good is that?
Looks pretty straight over here.
Okay. Make sure I don't rip it. Oh, there. Now I can put those things in there. There. That's scrap.
Yeah,
I just want to make sure the scrap is in there because we lower this down, I'll be screwed. Where am I? That's about as good as man-made right there. Okay, hoping you can see this. However, if you can see those little round holes, they're carpenter bees, and they've already, look at this, they've already gone in there and started making nests. So I'm going to put screen up there, piss them off. Oh Lord, today's a long day, but I gotta wrap it up and get going home. What I did finish up on today, it's got half of the house with the hardware cloth stapled underneath it. And now, see, there's a lot of room underneath that portion because the house, although it's straight, the ground, of course, gets slanted up. So there's a lot of room on one side to crawl underneath, but on the other side, it's probably going to be about 8 inches less, and it's going to be a little tougher to get in there and do my thing and staple. Also, there's a few parts where the screen didn't make it all the way to the end, and I don't know, I measured it right, but I must not have, I don't know, measure twice, right? So what I'm going to need to do is order one more roll of the hardware cloth so I can get those small areas that I wasn't able to, where it wasn't long enough. But the good thing is with that hardware cloth, I've seen people use it for their garden beds. For instance, if you have a, say, 8x4 garden bed, they would build a PVC frame and put the mesh over top, the hardware cloth, and if by chance any hailstorms or anything like that came, it would bounce right off. It would smash and it would be good. Also, I can use it for other things, you know, my chicken coop, rabbits, whatever, cages, I mean, I'll be able to use it so I can start a like a recycle pile. I'm also changing my expectations of what I can get done, if you haven't noticed. My goal is or was to have it dried in completely with the fireplace inside, or at least have it dried in so I can come in and put in the fire stove. I don't think that's going to happen. Me getting up here, you know, every weekend, it's just not enough time, I think, to get that done. So I'm changing my goal a little bit, and my goal is now is to get the walls up, get the loft floor up, and then be able to completely wrap it and take the tarp and set it on top to completely cover the top and nail it down. And then that will be a good goal for me. Not even with the windows or anything, just to have that done, have it wrapped up where it's protected from the winter so I can get here early spring and get going on it. That will be goal number, a backup. That would be plan B goal. But what I don't want to do is get started on the roof and have the roof halfway done and then try to protect it from the elements of the winter. I learned my lesson already, you know, from the last wood I left out. So that's what I'm going to plan on. Get the walls up, get the loft on, wrap it, and put the tarp on top like a big gigantic box, 12 by 24 foot box, and I will be happy with that. And then come back in the spring and I'll be able to knock out the roof, the windows, the door, get the stove in. I bet you it's going to go fast then. Maybe.